the internet, and today I'm going to be breaking down KSI versus Cal Fuizi, aka the next Ali. So I saw that Roundhouse Radio did a recent breakdown of the very famous Face Sensei Spar. And while many people point to that as KSI showing technique, I feel like this spar is underrated. Now, a bit of context, KSI isn't taking this fully seriously because it's Cal Fuizi and he doesn't want to hurt the dude because he's his friend. But I compare this to something like Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson or Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. You know, Ben Askren, Nate Robinson, like Cal Fuizi, had no experience in terms of being in boxing fights and didn't really have great technique, although I will say Cal Fuizi, I think, could out-technique both of those guys on any day. But yeah, I want to get into this video because while it's KSI showing off more skill because the opponent is weaker, so he's going to look better, obviously, I think I just feel like this is a good example of JJ's technical ability. So we see that he, hold on, I'm going to go back. I'm going to play this in slow-mo for a little bit, and then we'll go to regular speed. So, they touch gloves! And we see that KSI comes out with a more higher stance, and he's trying to just feel him out. And KSI just likes to feel people out in the beginning. He doesn't, like, come out absolutely, like trying to destroy you. But, you know, I like the head movement there. Like, right here, Cal Fuizi is a bigger person. I like that he's... Well, I guess if his hand was here, he could get caught here. But still, I like that he's trying to like, not go into the jab fully, but he looks like he's dabbing there, honestly. But I like that he's moving his head around and not just staying straight or whatever. I mean, I think he could be a lot closer to Cal Fuizi, and I think he could have landed that jab. But I think he's even a little bit hesitant here. But I still liked the head movement there. And then, again, I like KSI. He's moving around a lot. He's trying to feel him out, you know, being very fluid, which is something that we didn't really see in the Face Sensei spar, but I feel like we see here as well. And he's coming out with a jab, which is something he didn't do against Face Sensei, which is why I think he got hit with so many of those shots. Nice body shot, goes back. And this is the thing. When KSI goes in for the body... yeah. But when KSI goes in for the body... instead of going headhunting or going for the money shot, he does very well. When he sparred Face Sensei, which is ironically right here, and you listen to Vidal and he went into the body, he was winning very convincingly. And then when he went headhunting, not so much. Ooh, and I like this. I like this a lot. So he goes in for a jab to the body. So Cal Fuizi comes in with a jab, and then JJ uses his head to miss that, so that Cal misses that shot, and then he comes over with a nice shot over the top. And I love that movement. Like, it's a very fluid, whoop, bang, and I want to see him do that against Jake Paul, against Logan Paul. You know, he should have, like, this move is something I wish he had done more, because, I mean, Cal was being more willing to fight him, but the fact still remains is, like, this is, I think, the best thing we've seen from KSI. I'd say, like, bang, it's quick, it's sharp, it's fluid movement. Yes, his hands are down and they should be more up, but I just think it's a great reactionary shot to what he just got hit with, because yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna move on from that, but just whoop, bang, and then he tries, and he should have followed, maybe could have followed up there, but still, I thought it was, I really liked that from KSI. So let's go back to normal speed. So now KSI is coming in. He's coming in with the jab. He's just touching him. And the thing is KSI has a great jab. I wish he would go a little bit more closer to Cal Fuizi, but I think his whole thing is to be a little bit more cautious, which I wish he wasn't. But still, you know, that's, I think, the big difference between this and the Face Sensei fight. Because JJ would come into shots, come in with his head, not come out with a jab, which is something that Roundhouse Radio said and that people have said about that spar. And again, you know, KSI was a lot tired in that spar, and obviously Face Sensei was a more tougher opponent, but again, coming out with a jab is a very simple thing that can be done whether your opponent is weaker or better than you. And then they clinch up, and you can see that JJ's smiling. Obviously he's trying not to hurt the dude. And they're just continuing to clinch up. And they go back. Oh, so I want to... Hold on. I want to get to this. Why is my computer so slow today? Ooh, those were some bars, man. You have to commit me on that. So Calfreezy actually does a nice shot to the head and then to the body. And KSI tries to go for the jab. But he's not... He's standing... What I don't like is that he stands here, right? And he doesn't, like... Because he's too hesitant sometimes. Because I don't... and I don't like that about him. And he just kind of takes it, which is something that Wano's video said, like, KSI is willing to take punches in sparring, but I feel like that jab that KSI could have been a lot more effective, and we did see that his jab got a lot better when the fight happened with Logan, but I think it purely is that KSI, will, like, go from a distance to jab you instead of going in very close to you and then jabbing you. And I feel like if he just took that risk, which I don't think he likes to take a lot of risks, he would have more success. And maybe Calfreezy wouldn't have landed that punch. But he has improved a lot because this was almost 2 years ago. So he's gotten a lot better since then in terms of his jabs. But I like this, though. And he kind of goes... This kind of looks like a Floyd Mayweather type move. I wish his hands were more up here. But he kind of goes and does... And I think the big takeaway that I like is that he's showing a lot of fluidity and a lot of good movement. Kind of on the level of a Logan Paul. And I want him to use this kind of head movement and body movement in his fights. Because we haven't really seen that in KSI. And oof, this is nice here. So, boom. Body shot over the... oh, bang! That's a nice combination from KSI. Boom, boom. And he varied it up. He went to the body, and then he went to the head, and that's what I want to see from KSI. And Roundhouse Radio said even that he's good at measuring his distance, and I say that this is a great example of being able to have good distance with your partner. And then they go back at it. Yeah, so KSI has to just get in closer to that jab. And I think the big thing that improved from this spar was the very good jab. And then, so he does get hit here a little unnecessarily, because he kind of loses his head movement. His head is very, like, I think the word is stationary, because he goes in for a jab to the body, and then he goes in, but then he gets hit, and then hits again, and then goes into the body, and then... But I like that he's doing body shots, like body, just body shots, and that is tiring out Calfreezy, and that's what, like, that version of KSI that is patient, that is technically, like, not declassifying, what's the word, breaking down an opponent through the body and not just the head is what I like to see. I didn't like that he kind of just kept his head there and didn't have any head movement or tried to defend himself, and my honest video said he's not as defensively responsible. And then obviously he kind of faked it. But if this was a real fight, Calfreezy probably would have gotten knocked out right here. He boom boom, bang, and that would have probably gone into him, Nate Robinson. But obviously it's his friend, so he's not going to do that. And then oof, this is what I like to see. Just great movement from KSI here. I don't know why my computer's so slow. I apologize. So he goes in like this. And just, like, this very fluid, fast movement. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I like to see from KSI. Like, it's very fluid and just fast and good reactions and good body movement, head movement. But, Calfreezy was less of a bum than Nate Robinson and Ben Askren, which is just sad to say. So, again, he's just doing a lot of head movement, a lot of... letting Cal come to him, and I like that he's just really studying him, and he's obviously being a little bit, like, showmanshipy here by going like this, but here's the thing, this is what I like to see, because he goes down low, and he does this a lot with Calfreezy. This is a style we don't really see. He goes down low, wait for it, wait, times it, bang, and that's what I like to see. I don't know if his hand should be up here, or if it's okay down here, because again, I'm not a boxing expert, like people think I am, because I'm not. I'm just a guy with a dream. But I think that this is great. This is great though. Like he actually is being patient and waiting a moment and timing it, and then bang, and just sends Calfreezy back, and just continues to use this. Does that again, misses, and he's just being like, that was so fluid. You know, it was like he was, boom. He could have been a little bit, but then again, the head movement, just like whoa, whoa, and again, he's just kind of playing around with Cal. Like he's not needing to be defensively responsible because he knows that Calfrey isn't going to do it. But again, this moment right here, just talk. It's technical at its best, timing, precision, waiting, and it's like this is the kind of technique I want to see in all of KSI's fights, and this is the kind of like movement that I want to see. And again, he's bouncing around, he's missing shots, he's really showing off his head movement, his body movement, his fluidity, and I want to see this when he fights Jake and then Austin and all these guys. You know what I mean? Like there are some flaws here, but you know, it's just, to me, this is like one of the better KSI spars, because I think the Face Sensei spar is a bit overrated, and we really get to see the technical side of JJ more in this fight, or in the spar, than in the thing. And again, I love that he's doing, like, you know, he allows Calfreezy to, like, touch him, but then he's like, bang, you know, it's like, I know you can see me, but it's like, very fluid bang, you know, he's just, it's great, honestly. Body shot, which I like, going back to the body, going away with the jab, and then again, just good, and then he gets him with an uppercut, and this is where KSI gets kind of mad at him for that. But he had good defense there. And then he's hitting him. Going into the body. And this is a bit of a fluey. I think KSI was a little bit too graceful with Calfreezy when he was going for the head. Yeah, and right here, for example, he could have a bit more head movement, I guess. Because he kind of just throws a punch, but his head isn't really moving, right? And he gets hit right there. So he's kind of, I wouldn't say it was sloppy, but I just think that it would, you know, if you get into that scuffle with someone really good, you just have to remember to keep good head movement and be defensively responsible when you're in the pocket, which I think what he was in with Cal. And then just body shots, boom, 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 bang! Oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Defends himself. Bang. Over the top. Just body shots constantly. And this is what I like to see from KSI. Like, the guy's got power, and when he uses it effectively in a technical way, man is winning. And then, so if this, I'm like, my computer's way on the, like, dryer. That sounds weird. And then bang, body shot. Again, just using a lot of head movement, fluidity. He's allowing him to touch him, but that's, you know, but then KSI's just kind of going like this. And then, this is, I don't know, I don't think he was trying to mimic Mike Tyson, but it looks very Mike Tyson-esque. But as you can see here, he goes like, whoa, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go for it. And then Calfreezy tries to get him, and then he goes, huh. And I like to see, I want to see him use that in a real fight, because, again, it's like this Mike Tyson stance, and then nice straight jab. It's like, that's just like really showing off that he can box and be very fluid and have great head movement and just overall great movement. Like, I wish, like, the footwork, like, he's just very fluid, body shots, he's totally in control, he's got defense, he's coming close to Cal, but he's using his head movement well. And then he goes, and then he hits him, and then just does a body shot, and then sends him down. And that's the end of the spar. And so, again, this is, to me, the best technical version of KSI in a lot of his spars. I think it's an underrated spar. It's a spar that not a lot of people talk about. And I think, again, he showed head movement, fluidity, good footwork, great timing, accuracy, precision, breaking down the body, and just being very technical. You can tell that he's thinking very technically in this fight. He's not throwing a windmill. He's not running into shots like he was with Face Sensei. He was coming out with a jab. He was actually doing body shots and not going for that money shot. And a lot of the flaws that I see in KSI were not present in the spar. Now again, Cal Frieza, you don't take him super seriously. He doesn't want to hurt his friend, but still, he showed a lot of technical abilities, and like this, that this is a thing that is in KSI that can be mastered. And if he can fight like this against Austin and Jake and make it even 10 times better, and he can actually do it and prove that he can do something like this against really good guys, I mean, I think KSI is going to be awesome. But again, that's just my opinions. I think it was a really good spar. He showed a lot of technical abilities, stuff that I was impressed by, and I think it's just a highly underrated spar. And, you know, there were some flaws. Like, I think he could have been a little bit more defensively responsible. He kind of didn't always have head movement, and the jab could have been a lot more effective, but the defense got better. The jab was a lot better. Just look at the Logan fight. And he obviously is a lot better than this, but just the movement and the mimicking, it worked perfectly. And I'm going to shut up now. And please, guys, tell me in the comments what you think. Analyze it. Tell me what you think about this spar, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know this spar existed. I didn't even know this existed until like a couple months ago, so it's a pretty relatively new spar. And make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Again, I'm not a boxing expert, I'm just a boy with a dream. Peace.